Thank you, Mr. President. Speak on the measure.
Please proceed.
I'll attempt to be short. Colleagues, many of us would have received an email letter. This is a joint letter from our 4 Catholic bishops of Kentucky. I'm holding it in my hand. Received a lot of emails. This is one where all 4 came together to write us a joint letter. I know many probably have read it. But I'm brought to where it says that our concern with HB4 lie with the reality that while it's certainly true that an individual, by virtue of their race, sex, religion, or identity, might not have brought about injustices by their own action, it's also true that those who are in positions of power or who have benefited from a systematic inequalities have a moral responsibility to address injustice. Addressing systematic injustice requires affirmative efforts, not just prohibition of discriminatory activity. We are especially concerned that the restrictions on investigations of bias incidents until they have already escalated to outright harassment could prevent university ministers from providing a safe environment for all students. And it goes on to talk about how our Pope would feel about such an incident. Colleagues, please do not let the politics of extremism get in the way of the progress that we've made in Kentucky over the years. Together, men, women, black, white, Caucasian, African American, women right groups, disability groups, civil rights groups, all sorts of minority, marginalized, religious leaders, the poor, the vulnerable, the weak, and the powerful. We've come together collaboratively to work to make Kentucky just a little bit better place, step by step, trying to make it a better place, to address this injustice that our bishops have called us to look at and do. To be those leaders, to address the injustice, the history of hate, the Jim Crow legislation that we know has gone on, that we just spoke with my colleagues, the redlining that was in my hometown and throughout, discriminatory policies of our not-so-distant past. We do that, we're called to do that with just a little bit of justice, just some small level of justice to remedy the injustice. This is a systematic system. And so, yes, we stand here to try to make a wrong a right in some level. I know this is not an easy vote for a lot of people, and this is one that I've looked at, and it's easy to say, why should I have to pay for that? Why should I do that? As a lawyer, I look at like corporations that we know have long offended for generation to generation. They're held accountable to make sure that they take care of the errors of the people who have been hurt. This isn't about holding anybody back. This is about lifting people up. And we lift each other up and we become a better commonwealth. And so I would hope that we vote no.